That's 1 week off from the series.
It was 2 weeks off.
That's right.
It's so good. I'm glad you guys are laughing. I hope you genuinely mean it, because your pastor does not have it together. And sometimes it might look like it. That's still not true. And I actually have a value of not having all of it together. And I think so much of our world wants us to have everything together, and it is unreasonable. And so I'm happy to offer you this picture of what it looks like to not be together. We read the Matthew text to the kids, so we can trust that that was a good version of it. The Isaiah text is, we start in verse 18. Therefore, the Lord waits to be gracious to you. Therefore, he will rise up to show mercy to you. For the Lord is a God of justice, Lord is the God of justice. Blessed are all those who wait for God. O people of Zion, inhabitants of Jerusalem, you shall weep no more. God will surely be gracious to you at the sound of your cry. When God hears it, God will answer you. And though the Lord may give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet your teacher will not hide himself any longer, but your eyes shall see your teacher. And when you turn to the right or when you turn to the left, your ears shall hear a word behind you saying, this is the way, walk in it. Then you will defile your silver-covered idols and your gold-plated images. You will scatter them like impure things. You will say to them, away with you. The word of the Lord.
And please sing with us. Who are you?
Welcome to our last episode in sharing our stories. Today's guest is Elder Joe Bevis. Joe is a lifelong Presbyterian. He was ordained as a youth elder in his childhood church, Dutch Neck Reformed Presbyterian. He grew up in West Windsor, where he participated in theater and, fun fact, worked with Charlie and Demi Ashton on various shows, including the musical Sweet Charity. Joe headed south to Virginia for undergrad, and then the Garden State called him back home. When determining his career post-college, Joe's dad encouraged him to take a risk, find the path that is not obvious. But Joe was pragmatic and ended up taking one of two very steady positions being offered right to him upon graduation. It was at this job where he met his wife, Veronica. Joe eventually earned his JD and currently works in insurance law. Joe and Veronica live in Titusville. They have two rising high school seniors, fraternal twins at that. And he has two dogs, Milo, who hates everyone, truly, and Mandy, who is teething and spends most of her time chewing on the wrought iron legs of their coffee tables. Also, Joe loves movies, and when I say loves movies, I encourage you, if you are thinking about seeing a movie, wondering if you should see a movie, trying to remember a movie that you have or have not seen, ask Joe, because he will be your guide. Would you welcome with me this morning, Joe Bevis? Last movie you saw?
We're actually going tonight to see The Invitation, which has Edward Norton, who's my favorite actor of all time, and Seth Rogen, and there's like no information about the plot, but everybody's like, you just have to see it. And I should start with an apology. This is supposed to be Beth, and I messed up the schedule, so I'm sorry. a poor excuse for a Beth, so I apologize.
No, they heard me.
I
the
know,
other
but
night.
it was supposed to be you
It's supposed
today.
to be the opposite. Yeah, that's
Sorry.
fine. All fine.
Sorry about that.
So I'm sorry. Has anyone else heard of the movie The Invitation? Okay, this is what I'm saying. When I am saying you can ask him about anything, he's going to know about something and more than you think you know about movies. So,
Bah.
what was the last movie you actually saw since you're gonna see The Invitation?
We went to see Supergirl in IMAX with the girls. It was very good. I don't care what critics say. It's a little busy, but it's still a very good movie.
There you have it.
So, see?
That's what I'm talking about. So, Joe, as always, we've talked together. This was a little longer ago, so he's going to have to remember. But where do you see God in your life, or how do you? What is that for you?
For me, look for God in the little things. Mm-hmm. So, my wife, 4 years ago, maybe found something called Ho'oponopono, which is a Hawaiian practice, and you just say 4 phrases over and over.
Okay, stop for a second. Let's say it together. Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono. Wait till you see how it's spelled. Ho'oponopono, and there are 4 things that kind of stands for.
It's 4 phrases. So one, you just say over and over again, thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, forgive me. I have to tell you,
He's a softie.
I am, but only in this building.
I know.
It's only
He's
here.
only here. He's very strong.
It's terrible.
Everywhere
I hate
else.
it. So stop it. All of you stop it. I don't want to be a softie.
Dear God, make everyone soft.
So
Amen.
it's 4 phrases you say over and over again. Thank you, I'm sorry, I love you, forgive me. It doesn't matter the order, it just matters you say it. So Milo gets his own special walk because he's 6 years old and he hates the puppy. So you have to give your dog 3 things I read somewhere, like the older dog gets a special thing. So he gets a 30-minute walk. So on that walk, I try not to listen to a podcast and I just say those things.
Over and over. Mm-hmm. Right. You say
And I
thank
try
you.
to look and see
Where those things are. So when you're walking Milo, you look for things that you're thankful for.
And recently it's been, if you look where in the summer the green touches the blue.
It's beautiful. You know, in Oklahoma, when I was there for undergrad, someone tried to tell me that they're so thankful for where the blue touches the brown. I swear.
Oh,
And I was like, dude.
I didn't think of that.
Like, I mean, it was mind-boggling to me. Right? Imagine living in a place where there's more brown than there is green.
Yeah, well, there can be a lot of brown around here.
Oh.
But yeah, so this week it's just been that. And I look up and there it is, and it kind of overwhelms me sometimes,
Yeah.
just thinking about it. So I look for God, I see God in the little tiny things. That's it, I guess.
But yes, I hear you. That's right. That's tiny. Yes. I mean, I understand what you're saying. But like, what I loved when you were saying this, because I've thought about it too since you said it, right? So you start with these thank you, but it's not just to say thank you. Then the more you say it, you start to see or imagine what you are thankful for. And then you say, I love you. And then your mind, your heart automatically starts to list the things that you love. So you get kind of caught up in it. Like, it's kind of like you stutter on I love you a little bit. And then you get to the I forgive you. Like, it's really kind of profound because instead of, thinking that forgiveness is once in a lifetime maybe, but like you could actually work on that over and over in your walk. Like, you could just have walks to say, I forgive you. I forgive you. And then I'm sure that creeps into, do I need to ask for forgiveness, right?
Yeah.
So you're working on your relationships. You're thankful, you're loving, you're forgiving. And then what's the last one? I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, right. So I forgive you leads you to where you need to say, I'm sorry.
Right. And my wife had said, it doesn't matter the order in which you
Right.
say it, it just matters that you say it. And it does spark that thinking of it. And so I've used that to help me reflect more and think more about God and, the God of the small things as well as the big things.
God of the small things and God of the big things. Say the Hawaiian word again.
Ho'oponopono.
Ho'oponopono. Because I always want to say. I was adding extra. Okay, Ho'oponopono. Let's not try to.
I don't know how to spell it.
Ho'oponopono.
It's very hard.
Ho'oponopono.
I've bought like 4 books for her from Amazon on it. And every time it's spelled like 3 different ways, so whatever.
And what are the things that you are questioning, struggling with? What are the things that catch you?
I'm always wondering, is this the right path? I had said to you when we were talking that saying, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. When I was like, it was maybe 3 years ago, I finally saw a version of that, which is intention without action is not sufficient. And so I get worried about that.
Intention without action is not sufficient, and you get worried about it.
I get worried that, okay, I want to do this, but have I taken any action, or did I work from home now, so does working from home, it means I work a lot more than I used to, partially because I actually like what I'm doing, but so does that keep me from making time for the other things that are important beyond just trying to make sure that things are moving the right way in work? Are things moving the right way in life? Are my kids moving the right way? That I can't tell you, by the way. They're 17, I have no idea. I've gotten 10 words out of them in the last 48 hours, so I don't know what's going on. But are things moving the right way with my wife? And do I have time enough to pause and think about it? I was telling Beth this morning that I was talking to somebody on Friday, and he said, do you have time to think about your day at the end of the day? And I try to do it when I'm praying. But the problem with that is it's dark, my eyes are closed, and I'm laying down. So that doesn't last as long as it should, so I need to try and now that we're speaking out loud, I need to try and make a more definitive attempt to think about my day. And I don't need to journal it, but I do need to try and remember, where did I succeed, where did I fail, what am I missing? Because that is really what I'm worried about the most, is the tiny voice calling out, where am I missing it? It makes me very nervous to think that it's calling and I'm too busy in this world, in these material things to hear it. So that's why I like that thing about Joseph, because I can tell you if God appears to me in a dream, number one, I'm not going to remember it, and number two, I'm not going to believe it, because dreams don't make sense, and I don't remember them. Although I will confess Charlie Ashton was in my dream last night, but I think that's because I knew I was seeing him this morning. So I remembered that one.
I'm glad that you transitioned. That was my next question. Why you picked the scripture? But I want to go back and just say, as like a tool, right? Saint Ignatian, right? No, that's the Serenity Prayer. Oh, Lord. Pass or fail. There is a method. I will put it in an email this week for you before I go away. But there's a method every religion out there does it, right? Something at night where you ask what went well, what didn't go well, right? And then you just kind of pray for all of it. But when you do this over the examine is what it's called. The joy of the thing of doing it over a period of time, right? And none of us have to, right? We seek progress, not perfection, everybody. Progress, not perfection. But the interesting thing about doing it over time is you start to see themes and trends in your life, right? And that is one of the ways that God guides us. That over time, if I've noticed, I did this thing right, and or I didn't do this, I didn't have this conversation right, or whatever. I start to see, I often struggle with that kind of conversation or whatever. And then you start to realize what God is working on in your life, just a little at a time. It's very subtle, this paying attention of your day. but people have been doing it in spiritual exercises for as long as people have been around to want to know what is the right way. What about, you also, one of the scriptures you picked was Isaiah 6, which we didn't go into, which is the call of Isaiah, which is where we get the song, Here I am, Lord.
Here I am, Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think we're finishing with that one today.
Okay.
And then Isaiah 30, which I love that one, and that's one you picked also, which is, whether you go to the left or to the right, you will hear a voice from behind you saying, this is the way, walk in it.
Just to be clear, she's lying. I did not pick those. I remember the hymn, and she was like, oh, that's from Isaiah. And I was like, great, we'll go with that one. And then she said, the thing I do at the benediction, I said, I love that. And she said, that's from Isaiah. So she knows the Isaiah. I'm stuck in Luke right now, so I don't remember Isaiah. And Luke is dense.
Luke, yeah.
There's a lot in Luke.
There's a lot. It's very literary.
Yes.
That's what I did my thesis on, if you ever want to really go deep. Anyway, I digress. You picked Here I Am, Lord, and then we're also going to do a special version of Amazing Grace that you remember from youth group time.
Yes.
When you were on retreat.
Yeah, Montreat, North Carolina. And they do a version which isn't the standard organ version. It's more rhythmic, maybe? I don't know. Charlie, you guys know the words. I don't like the correct musical term, but it's more... You
melodic.
know the words too. It's more melodic. It's just... I always remember it, probably because it was from Montreat, North Carolina, and I remember a lot of stuff from that. So yes, that one always calls out to me. And Guy picked Amazing Grace, and I was like, man, he took my song. And you were like, no, it's okay. We can do a different version. So
see, there's always a workaround, everybody.
Yeah.
And then we picked, Joe also remembered a song that was pretty like outspoken about racism, that it named some things in our culture, and Joe was like, that was kind of for real serious. And so I went to staff meeting that week and I said, Joe thinks that we sang a song that had something about racism in it, and Charlie's like, yes, we did. It's called What is the World Like? I'm like, great, let's do that one. So that's how all of these processes went.
yes. And I do find that you two, I don't know what type of staff meeting you're having with everybody, but the hymns and the sermons seem to go together very
They
well.
do
So
seem to go
kudos
together.
to you.
They do.
So.
Great. It's called In an Age of Twisted Values, which I think is what we're going to sing next. I feel like I need to have a way to stop this conversation.
Well, this has been delightful. I appreciate it. I hope you have a nice vacation. And
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming. Be sure to tip your
I'm
waitresses.
here every Sunday.
Except for like the next month. Check the YouTube. This will be great.
I just want to say I'm just grateful for those of you who have raised your children in faith, right? Like it does help. Like it does, right? There's something in them, deep in them, and there's not a lot of us that are like cradle to grave Presbyterians, right? There are a few of us in this room. I'm not one of them, and so I'm just grateful for Sunday school teachers and youth pastors and sermons over time and hymns that kids hear, don't hear, right? And as Joe's, raising these two rising seniors, right? That we want our kids to find their way to faith so that they can find where God is in their life.
I will tell you that my one said, I said to her, will you come with me? And she was like, no. I said, why? She said, because it makes me sad. I said, why does it make you sad? Because I feel like there's something there. And I was like, exactly. That's why you come. But I can't. I'm still fishing in that pond, and I can't. I don't know, maybe if we moved it to like 2 o'clock on a Sunday, they'd be awake. But that's another story. So
maybe think about
I'm
that.
still trying to fish in that pond. It's hard.
I think that's great. And I think that there is that in all of us. We know it, right? We know we have this longing for God, and we search for God in our own other way. And so for those people in our lives that we love, they have it too, right? And so let's pray that God shows us how to have a conversation or opens up an avenue with us or with someone else, right? Joe, I'm grateful for God in you. I'm grateful for how God uses you and has used you. And I am delighted to see and be part of what God will do next in your life.
I'm just grateful to be here.
As you're able, let's stand and affirm our faith.